friends, I'm Alexis and welcome to my 5-star book predictions tag. This tag was originally created by Chloe Frizzle and I was tagged by my friend Nat from Nerdy Nat Reads. I will link them both below. And yeah, let's just get right into it and talk about some books that I think are going to be 5 stars. The first question is to give a 5-star book prediction that is by a favorite author. For this one, I have to go with the one and only Leigh Bardugo. I am so embarrassed to be holding this up and still have not read it. Like, this was my most anticipated book of the year when I did the January book tag. Like, what am I doing? Why am I not reading this right now? I'm gonna get to it soon, I promise. I'm getting to it before the end of the year. Leigh Bardugo has just really cemented herself as a favorite author of mine. I love the Ninth House books. I literally named my car after Kaz Brekker from the Six of Crows books. And to this day, I refer to him as my bookish boyfriend. So like, I think it's pretty clear at this point that Leigh knows how to write things that I love. And other than that, I've just heard from a lot of people who I really trust their reviews and have similar tastes that this is a 5-star book. I'm really, really excited to finally get to it, and if it's not 5 stars, I will probably cry. Question 2 is to give a 5-star prediction that somebody else has loved and then got you excited for it. This one was an obvious choice for me. I saw Jan from Jan Agaton raving about this book in her Patreon Discord that I'm a part of, and I went out the next day and I bought it. It's My Husband by Maud Ventura. This one is a weird girl book. It's about a woman who's obsessed with her husband and takes it too far, and I just love unhinged women books. Like, what's not to love? What's not to give 5 stars? I'm so excited. I just think this one's going to be incredible. Question 3 is to give a 5-star book prediction that the blurbs and or tropes are just your thing. And for this one, I don't really have a specific book, but I do have a bookstagram to recommend to you. So this is Lady in the Book, one of my absolute favorite bookstagrams to go to for book recommendations. I just think my tastes line exactly with hers, and it really goes back to the last book we just talked about. It's weird girl books, it's unhinged women, it's supporting women's wrongs. So if we look at her pinned post, books that define my taste, like, this is me. This is everything I love. We have sad girl lit fic, literary horror, females behaving badly, coming of age. Like, so many of my favorites are on here. Ones I've given 5 stars to: Bunny, A Certain Hunger, Alone with You in the Ether, Mayfly. Okay, here's one I know I have. So for this question, I guess if we had to assign a book to it, because I own it and I think it will be 5 stars, that's Boy Parts by Eliza Clark. It's unhinged women. They're my favorite. They usually get 5 stars from me. I've heard incredible things about this book. This one's about a photographer and she ends up becoming obsessed with a man. Everything about it is just screaming it will be 5 stars. Question number 4 is to give a 5-star book prediction that is your most anticipated release, and I'm gonna cheat for this one. I have to go with 2 because I am just equally excited for them. I cannot wait, and thankfully I don't have too much longer to wait because they both come out in September. So first up, we have Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. Last year, Cleopatra and Frankenstein was my favorite book of the year, and just like, wow, the hold that book has on me still to this day. I don't know if I've ever read characters that just felt so real, and that book was just like so heartbreaking but beautiful at the same time. Like, I just can't wait for Blue Sisters to come out, and I know it's going to absolutely wreck me because it's about sisters this time. So having Coco Mellors' beautiful writing, her characters, and it being about sisters, nobody talk to me on September 3rd. I'm going to be busy all day reading this book. And my second choice for this question is An Academy for Liars by Alexis Henderson. She's an author that really ended up surprising me last year. House of Hunger was also a book that was on my favorites, but I had read The Year of the Witching the year it came out, and I did not like it at all. So I'm just really excited to see if her newest release is going to be more like House of Hunger or more like Year of the Witching, and how I'm gonna feel about it. Because if it's anything like House of Hunger, I just know it's going to be 5 stars and I'm going to love it. Question number 5 is to give a 5-star book prediction that is a bold, risky prediction that you need to manifest into 5 stars. And for this one, I have to go with Lucy Undying by Kiersten White. Do not have a good history with Kiersten White at all. I think I've disliked all of her books. In the past, I have read 4 of her books and not given a single one of them over 3 stars. I read The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein, which was 3 stars, The Guinevere Deception, which was 2 stars, Hyde, 3 stars, and Mr. Magic, 2 stars. So at this point, I know you're probably asking, why are you even trying anymore with this author? And the answer is vampires. If there is any hope for me to like a Kiersten White book, it's gotta be vampires. This one is a retelling of Dracula, and my vampire obsession is so real, I think this might do it. I'm manifesting it. It's Delulu, but I just really wanna love this book. Everything I've heard about it sounds like exactly my thing, so we're gonna give it a try, see if she can redeem herself. Question 6 is to give a prediction that you've been putting off for a long time because your hopes are so high. And for that one, it has to be Our Share of Night by Mariana Enriquez. So I am happy to say I did actually start this one just yesterday. I'm only 40 pages in, so it's a little early to tell if it's gonna be a 5-star, but I am like so certain that I'm gonna love this. I've already started tabbing and highlighting. I've obviously been putting this off because it is a chunky boy. And I know if it's not 5 stars, it's gonna feel like it's not worth it to get through this, but I have just heard incredible things and I'm so excited for this. Like, I'm convinced this is gonna be my new favorite horror book of all time. Is part of that because of the stunning cover? Maybe. Question number 7 is to give a 5-star prediction for a book with a beautiful cover that you have already fallen in love with. The cover that I am so obsessed with, Thirst by Marina Jizouk. This one's sapphic, has vampires, has a gorgeous marble figure on the front. What is not to love? The red, the pink, the vampire bite marks, like, I am obsessed with everything about this book. I've heard this one compared a lot to Woman Eating, which I loved. That one was 5 stars for me. And although I've heard people call it boring, I actually love books like that are just slow, have no plot, and are really just a character study. Like, I already know this one's gonna be a favorite. Question number 8 is to give a 5-star prediction for a book that is next in a series you're in the middle of. This one is another highly anticipated release for me, and that is the 3rd book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series, Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage, and this one comes out November 5th of this year. This is the book that I have been waiting for since like the very first chapter of Done and Dusted. You're telling me that we're getting Gus and Teddy's love story? I'm gonna be insufferable when this book comes out. This is another one that you better not talk to me on November 5th until I finish this book. I don't want to deal with real life. I just want to be on Rebel Blue Ranch with the Ryder siblings and Teddy, and the way every book in this series has my whole heart. Like, if I don't give the 3rd book a 5 stars, I will be more surprised than anybody else. I just cannot imagine Lila Sage writing a book that I don't love. Question 9 is to give a 5-star prediction for a book that is popular and you just want to get on that train. And for me, it has to be When the Moon Hatched by Sarah Parker. Like, I really went to a store and purchased this weapon of a book because I have seen it everywhere. I don't even know what it's about aside from dragons, and that the romantasy girlies love it. And I am now a romantasy girly, I guess. So I have to. It's gotta be 5 stars. I have to know what the girlies are talking about. And question number 10 is to give a 5-star prediction for a book that just has 5-star vibes. This one has to be The Reformatory by Tananarive. I think I've given all of her books 4 or 5 stars that I've read so far. I know The Good House was 5 stars. The Between was either 4 or 5. And then I also read My Soul to Keep, which I really enjoyed. I think I gave that one 4 stars. So she has really become an author that I just know I can trust to write a good book. And especially this one, like, everything about it is just giving 5-star vibes. I know it's gonna hurt, so that's why I'm putting it off. But also, I know it's gonna be incredible and it's gonna be 5 stars. And the last question is to tag some fellow booktubers. So I'm going to be tagging 2 of my favorite booktubers and my friends, Rainy from Rainy Blue Reads and Sash from Sash Reads. I will also be linking them below, so make sure you check them out. They make the best bookish content. Also, please let me know what your 5-star predictions are below. And if you have any recommendations for me based on my 5-star predictions, I would love to know. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you read a good book today, and I will see you soon in my next one. Bye.